Hi guys, welcome to Kim with Kim. I'm Kim, and real quick, because the government is shut down. Hello October. I got my cat on me. And the government is shut down yet again. And what's really getting me, right, is that it's sunny outside. But the news, right, the mainstream media that I'm seeing, which, CNN, NBC, ABC, everyone just keeps saying that, oh, the government hasn't been shut down in nearly a decade. The last government shutdown was nearly a decade ago. What they are failing to say is the last government shutdown was during Trump's first presidency. Trump causes people to not only, like his last presidency, right? The government being shut down is due to Congress, okay? So Congress is made up of elected officials that we vote for, which is why midterm elections are important. So please remember to go vote, okay? Midterm elections do come up, and they are not always during an election year. Right now in Florida, honestly, it's really fucking crooked. Didn't mean to curse, but it's really crooked that our midterm elections got pushed because they want to put our midterm elections with election years because they said for voter turnout. That's something we're supposed to vote on. So realistically, we just missed a midterm election, and the people in office get to stay longer. And guess what those people are? Republicans. Okay? So bending democracy right in front of our eyes on multiple scales. That's just one example. I'm bringing up Florida because that's where I live. That's one. So what's also happening is what I was saying with the government being shut down. The last time that happened was during Trump's first presidency. And what seems to happen when Trump is president is that people forget. Let me not say people. Our Congress becomes so divided and forgets how to compromise. And specifically, the Republicans become less and less about the party that they represent and more about the person that is the party at the current time when it is Trump, because Trump does not make it seem like he's a Republican. He makes it as you are a Trump supporter, okay, a Trumper, if you will, what they call each other, whatever. That's not what politics is, okay? Republicans, Democrats, liberals, anybody who's not even party affiliated, you are supposed to be able to have conversations and cross the line. That's what it's called, with the Republicans and Democrats come together, crossing the line, compromising, coming up with conversations. The government does not get shut down often. This is not a common thing to happen. Why? Because even though Democrats and Republicans are in different parties, they still compromise and they still have conversations and they agree on what the people need, okay? Congress is elected by the people, for the people. That's what we're supposed to be here for. That's what they're supposed to be, elected officials representing the needs of the people. That's their job. So when Republicans don't show up to work, and they sit there and say, well, the Democrats are threatening to shut down our government, but the Capitol, okay, that beautiful building where the Senate and the House of Representatives come in and do their job, when all the Republicans show up to work and the Republicans don't, because they don't want to have conversations, because they don't want to agree to different terms and conditions, because they don't want to sit here and have conversations like the elected officials they are supposed to be, because Trump does not support anything that is going on with the Democrats, getting a livable wage for the public, not supporting his big, beautiful bill, which is disgusting, not supporting cutting Social Security. I just don't understand how at this stage, right? At this stage, we have knowledge at the tip of our fingers. We have our phones, we have our computers, we have the internet. But specifically, we have our phones with us all the time. You can connect to unlimited internet and you can find out news in real time. And you have an access to education or knowledge or the ability to inform yourselves so quickly and stay up to date and see the truth, and still people choose to be lied to and believe it, and still people choose to show up to Congress and force a government shutdown. Do you know what that means? That means millions of Americans who work for the federal government are now not being paid. And they're still expected to show up to work to not get paid. But you know what else is due? All of their bills are still due. Your bills do not stop because the federal government shuts down. So if you're a federal worker, which is something that people look up to, people that want to attain that, TSA right now, not getting paid. Border Patrol, not getting paid. Okay? Federal jobs, federal banking, not getting paid. So right now, you have a lot of Americans who work for the federal government because you can work in office, you can work abroad. There are federal governments all over, like federal government jobs, I should say, all over the United States. That's not just a Washington problem, that are now not getting paid. And you know what happened 6 years ago when the government shut down and those people were not getting paid? They ended up in debt. They ended up paying a lot of late fees. A lot of people ended up losing things because even as a federal worker, you still live paycheck to paycheck a lot of the times, okay? Your mortgage is due, your car payment is due, your phone bill is due. Do you think that they care that the government is shut down when your bills are due? They don't. And guess what? When the government shuts down and these people don't get paid, they do get back pay. Like once the government opens, they do get all of their wages back, but they don't get compensated for all of the late fees they've acquired. They don't get compensated for anything that was lost during that time. I personally know people who have federal jobs that when the government shut down last time had to borrow from their 401ks to pay their bills. So now you're causing a spike in people's emergency funds, okay? And it's upsetting. It's upsetting to see that people don't understand. It's upsetting to see the government get shut down for no reason because the Republicans don't care about the American people. And Trump does not care about the American people. And he keeps showing the American people and the world that he does not care. Because there's no way you care about people and you don't want to feed kids and you want to cut money from the elderly. Forget the people in the middle. Forget us. From the bottom to the top. You don't care about anyone in between, but you clearly show that. And there are Republicans in there right now allowing our government to be shut down, and now people are going to start struggling. And it's very worrisome for what's about to happen as we go into the holidays. So, take what you will. It's October. We're going to try to focus ourselves on, whatever joys that brings you. If you enjoy October, if you enjoy spooky season, if you enjoy fall, autumn, all of the holidays, happy holidays are coming. But I really do hope that the government being shut down turns around right away. I hope that that's not going to last long. For the sake of all the American people that are going to suffer. Not just those who work for the federal government, but if those people stop reporting to work, then we also don't have a lot going for us. Because guess who doesn't get paid either? The military. So, if the military is not getting paid, of course they're still going to show up to work, but that's my issue. People are required to show up to work, and if they don't, they could lose their jobs. But what are you supposed to do? So, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And like I said, what I don't see being stressed enough is that the government was last shut down under Trump. So that's not a normal thing that every time someone's president, the government shuts down. It's not normal. It's not normal. But I hope October finds you all well. I hope that you have a good day. I hope you learned something today.